Next into the arena, another elegant combination, Caroline Wagner and Tango V. Tango V, like Rambo, also imported into Australia by Mary Hannah. Tango V by Jazz. Beautiful horse. Caroline already having success with this horse around the arena. A little difficult here on the grass, a very different surface inside. We're not in the Kelly arena, we're down in Arena 3 here at Werribee. The young horse jumping taking place right beside the Kelly arena, and decision made not to have the rails falling right beside, within 20 metres of the arena. They're a little further, a good 100 metres away from us. Quite a crowd braving the elements here today. Very blowy, lots of jackets with hoods up. Watching the middle section now of the Grand Prix. So entering the arena in collected canter, the very beautiful Jazz gelding, Tango V. Successful here in young horse classes. This show is also the Australian Young Horse Championships. This horse previously successful in young horse classes, as was Diamond Tina, the last horse into the ring. So good to see the successful horses from the young horses going forward to the highest level. Turning left and into the first of the extended trots. Energy from behind, expressive front leg, keeping the pole highest, maintaining the rhythm, longer steps, a little bit longer frame. Well done in the extended trot. Very forward in the collected trot, could swing a little more over the back. Trot half pass to the right, could be a little more bending. Caroline perhaps sitting a little to the left, making the balance more difficult, beginning with the quarters. And this was partly to do with Caroline just getting a little bit out of the correct form in the trot half pass to the right, but better job to the left in the trot half pass after that sight loss of balance at the beginning. Square hold, although it could be more through the pole. Now back on the contact, more diagonal at first, so that little problem with the contact at the beginning and end of the rein back, but now in a very elegant collected trot. High, energetic steps, extended trot, good from behind, expressive in front, perhaps could reach a little more and have a little more lengthening of the frame. Smooth transition to passage, a little bit tangled with the hind legs, but only 1 or 2 steps, so for me still the 7 in the passage. The piaffe coming a little under the body with the front leg, so almost a little too closed, but clearly a piaffe. Small hesitation in, and that piaffe could have been better placed. The transitions, though, also well performed, and again into the passage. So picking up the 7s there in the piaffe passage tour. Extended walk, he could walk more through his body. There's just a little hesitancy here. We'd like to see more activity from behind in the extended walk, and perhaps even more over steps. So stretching now more from the wither as he relaxes into the extended walk, the collected walk. So the difficulty of the passage, piaffe, passage that followed the extended trot, and then the extended walk, collected walk. He could be a little more through the pole, a little more supple there, coming well in front of the vertical, and we'd like to see in collection the horse in fact more near the vertical. Transition to passage without hesitation, so well done there. And coming up to the first piaffe, again positioned well before the centre line, so a little bit of precision there. The piaffe itself is clearly a piaffe. Small hesitation out, just the precision, so perhaps the half a mark for placing it early. Is that the rider making allowance in case they need to move the piaffe forward? It just precision is part of the overall result. A little bit tense in the transition to canter, nicely in the passage. Could be a little more round over the top line, but clearly the collected canter. Carolyn doing a good job. Just that small issue of the placement of the piaffe so far, and a little bit of a problem after the change from right to trot half past, but accurate here in the two-time changes, could cover more ground. Safe and accurate, but the quality there a little diminished. He was a little bit quarters to the left often. Now the extended canter, perhaps we'll see him let a little more loose in the canter here, so Carolyn having to deal with a little tightness in the back, coming back very early, even before the quarter line, and the flying change correct, but a little flat. Down the centre line, the zigzag half pass, 3 jumps to the left, the flying change, 3 jumps to the right, the flying change, 3 jumps to the left. So going straight both before, during and after the flying change. Ideally we would like to see only the flying change on the straight line, and in that way we saw it well demonstrated by Marie Tompkinson. We can see more sidewards movement in the half passes. So not as high a quality zigzag, but nonetheless well performed. Into the one-time changes, a good beginning, could be even more straight and taking even more weight on the hind legs. And again, going for the accuracy, perhaps could be more quality. First, the canter pirouette's a little large and many jumps. So could be more centered, maintaining the canter, flying change fairly straight. Second canter pirouette, giving herself room, moving slightly to the left of centre line, and now the canter pirouette could jump and give more indication of a willingness to go forward in the second canter pirouette. We really, for the very high mark, want it to be more or less on the spot, but always with the impression of wanting to go forwards. Extended trot, could swing more through the body, but good energy. And the final centre line, passage. Slight swaying. And the piaffe. Could take more weight on the hind legs. Clean transitions. So just the matter of the placement of the first 2 piaffes, but generally high degree of accuracy. The passage and the final hold, quarters slightly to the right. So a lot of pats there for the Jazz Gelding Tango 5. Coming in the next break, we'll be able to speak with Brett Parbury. Brett, well and truly on his way to London, still the qualifiers, but with a horse with the necessary prerequisite scores. So at approximately 1:45, we look forward to speaking with Brett Parbury. Brett riding in Europe. He braved the cold in Poland. He's been to France. He has the required scores from foreign international judges. Looking forward to the 2 selection events, so it'd be great to catch up with Brett. Carolyn Wagner, big smiles. I think Tango 5 smiling as well.